Warning: the following comedy might be sensitive to some viewers. View discretion is advised.
Is this thing on? Hello again, audience. You might be wondering what I've been up to. You see, the world's facing a lot of globalizing issues, such as climate change, wildfires, national debt, boomers, and so on. But no progress is being made on any of these. Even if we organize to solve these problems, it will only be for a short period of time due to the status quo still being relatively intact. So I went online to get some answers. And after reading the works of Nick Land and Jurek, I then had an epiphany. All political extremes are monopolizing on these issues to increase leverage for radicalism. This type of strategy falls under the category of accelerationism, which is the idea that global issues should be accelerated instead of being overcome in order to generate radical social change. A good example would be re-electing Donald Trump to leverage more radical support for progressives. A kind of reverse psychology, if you would. And there's no better time than now. With the rise of coronavirus, me and my fellow colleagues are going to make the virus so severe that people will call for a complete shake-up of society. That is to say, we're to make society worse so it can get better. That's why we met up and started a movement uniting all political extremes to take down America through the pandemic. As a member of this organization we call the Corona Syndicate, my goal is threefold: overthrow modern civilization via the coronavirus, causing mass devastation and panic amongst the populace, and use societal fear to accelerate ideological extremism. Now, some may call this action genocide, but we like to call it natural selection. Now, despite publishing memes, we make sure to use the virus to target specific sectors that will greatly affect society, such as urban cities, public transport, and trade and commerce. This will inevitably create a lost sense of fear. After all, apocalypse stories make for good ratings. This will in turn lead people into mass hysteria, such as rioting, rebellions, martial law, and hoarding for resources people shouldn't really be concerned about. I mean, come on, do you think people are going to take the time to read the primary sources and stop acting on blind fear? Yeah, me neither. Soon, society will be in such a state of economic turmoil that society will inevitably reach its artificial conclusion, which is to say, collapse. So why not take this time to do whatever you want as society begins to collapse around you? Marks phase 3 of the plan, which people will start looking for salvation, not in the hands of some long-dead god, but in a more popular substitute, political ideologies. Take me for example. I had a future 2 days ago, but after my college shutting down, my future has been regressed. Like what? Do you think I'm going to live my life without purpose? And besides, spirituality is so last century. Let's start worshipping ideologues instead. Finally, with political theocracy replacing the status quo, we can then solve all of the global issues facing our world. If you want to actively join Corona, just go to www.corona/REV and get access to exclusive survival training, merchandise, and guides for biological weaponry, for our numbers are rising in the tens of thousands, if you're counting social media. Now, if you excuse me, it's time to make my public statement. Greetings, people of the world. It's no surprise many of you are frightened by the coronavirus. I, like many of you, was fearful of the virus, thus done anything in my power to prevent it. However, my dear listeners, do not despair, but celebrate our imminent downfall, for it's the virus that will bring us to a promising future. It required an impoverished Germany to bring about the Third Reich. It required a war-torn Russia to bring up the USSR, and it will take a pandemic to bring about a progressive future. This is why, my fellow listeners, to embrace the virus as an engine that will bring about a heaven on earth. So, if God's not going to bring the rapture for us, then we'll do it for him. Now that the economy is buckling under the effects of mass hysteria, now is the time.